Well, hey, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I want to talk to you guys real quick about Tabitha Brown and Darius Cooks. Okay, not really sure what the issue is, but we're gonna get into it. All right. Now, for the people that may not be aware of Tabitha Brown, from where I came to learn Tabitha Brown, okay, she is a vegan woman, and I saw her over on the TikTok. She had very friendly videos. Throughout the pandemic, her audience grew extremely, okay, just from her personality, her being open about her life and stuff, and her sharing different vegan recipes and stuff. So, Miss Girl did her thing, and for me, that's where I came to know Tabitha Brown. And as she's grown her audience and her brand and things, she was able to go on to get some partnership deal with the Target, where they had a lot of her like home goods, like kitchenware, apparel, different things like that they've had with Tabitha Brown. So she's had that. I believe they started it in early 2023 for a limited time, and then they ended up bringing it back, from my understanding, where they had like a lot of kitchenware. I know I've seen mugs at one point. I've seen bottles of wine by Tabitha. I've also seen, I just seen a lot of stuff like cookware, a lot of different stuff about Miss Tabitha Brown over in the Target, honey. And it was announced last year, from my understanding, last summer, I believe it was, Target made an announcement that they were going to do a permanent partnership with Tabitha for her vegan food line. So she's going to be bringing some vegan food and stuff as well to Target. So shout out to her. Love this for her. For me to be introduced to her on TikTok, and then to see how she has grown. She's wanted to be in the acting world. I got a chance to see her, work on The Shy and stuff. She ended up having her own show at one point. I believe that it was like a kids show or something. So Tabitha has went on to really get into some things, and let me tell you, it's very inspiring, and I just love that so much for her. And being that I know she's older than me, I feel like it's given for me, never stop dreaming. Like, y'all just never know how your life can change. That little idea in your head, you want to get out, and you just like, oh, I want to be an influencer. I want to do this. I want to do that. Just do it, child. You just never know how your life can change. And just watching her life change right before our eyes, like, I just love all of it. And I just don't see how anybody could really dislike her or hate on anything that she has going on. But that's just my personal, okay? Now, Darius Cooks, a lot of people are familiar with him due to Mess, I feel. I have covered him on my channel previously, where he's been into a lot of drama, where people have felt as though they've ordered cookbooks from him or certain kitchenware or items from him that they never received. You've had people saying that there was a scam or something he was running with a credit agency or something that he had, and from my understanding, he got in trouble with that credit agency or reporting thing, like credit building company or whatever he had. I believe it was called Above 701. So he kind of got like fined or whatever with that company based on how he was operating. I don't think it was ethical, so he got in trouble with that. Then he's banned from creating an LLC in the state of Georgia, from my understanding. He just has a lot of stuff with him. And I didn't really know that at first about Darius, because I came across him as well on TikTok from a lot of his food recipes. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me try this. Let me try. I liked it. And then, over time, I eventually learned and realized, when I see a lot of people that do like cooking things on Instagram, what they really do is they pretty much take what they already see on Google and they recreate it, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Act like they put their little spin on it because they're having different spices or whatever. And then they put all of this in a cookbook, and then they try to sell it, even though it's already available on some stay-at-home mom's website or something, and she's giving it to you for free. But anywho, girl, he's had cookbooks and everything, and people have called him out for being like a fraud and not handling his business. They did a news story on him at one point, approaching him about his lack thereof. I believe he had a restaurant. People weren't getting paid. It was so much stuff that was happening with this man. So attached to his name is not good stuff. I have to be honest and say that, like, not good things are attached to his name. Like, a lot of people label him as a scammer, as a fraud, as a deceiver, as a liar, as a messy individual, So that's a part of the reputation, okay? That is the reputation that is preceding him at this point. Well, he decided to, talk to his followers over on whatever platform that he decided to use. And during that live that he was on, he touched on Tabitha Brown and her partnership deal that she did with Target. And it didn't seem like it was something that he supported, he was in favor of. He feels as though she was a fool to take that particular deal because, she could have made way more money. Okay. So I don't even want to tell you guys more. I want you to hear it for yourselves. Okay. So let us go ahead and get into Darius's first video of what all he had to say about Miss Tabitha Brown.
She a fool for doing it. There's no goddamn way in hell I would have ever signed my name. I don't give a shit how popular I was. I would have never signed my name to Target. I don't care if Target giving her $10 million. She could have started her own company. She could have sold her own product. $56 million out the gate. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way in hell I would have ever. 20 million ain't even enough. This woman has the ability. All she had to do was create 5 cookbooks. $150 million in the bank. 100% hers. No middleman, no agent, no manager, nobody to pay but your labor and your employees. $150 fucking million yours. Could have been me. Ain't no way in hell that could have been me. Ain't no way in hell. $40 million when I got the potential to make $400 million? No way. There's no way. There's no way. Do you hear me? I need you to hear me. Kip, there is absolutely no fucking way in hell.
All right, so you guys just heard what all he had to say. You guys just heard what Darius Cooks has to say. He feels as though if she would have did things on her own, she would have made way more money, especially with her following. Now, although that could potentially be true, I do feel like, hey, who's to say that she's not making all of that with Target and also exposing her to multiple stores, and she's not having to take over the overhead costs of having to get these items made. Maybe they're doing everything for her. She's sending over the designs and they're doing all of the hard work. You know what I'm saying? So when you're working by yourself, there's a lot that goes into it. And she could potentially burn herself out. And who's to say she's really going to make that 10 million or whatever amount of $1 million that you believe that she would make? Maybe she's thinking about things long term and it may have made sense for her in that moment. And I support that, and who's to say that she can't go and make those cookbooks now? She could make those cookbooks and potentially offer the people to go and pick out her very items from Target. So we don't know what's in her contract and how she worked things out. Maybe she has an exclusive contract with Target to where she can't do cookbooks on her own, right? But I do think that Darius is thinking from things from a smaller mindset in a sense, and where he is with, wanting to sell his cookbooks and wanting to sell his items that I don't even know are actually selling. Him saying that he wouldn't even take the 10 million if they offered it to him. I beg to differ. You've taken things for less. So I do believe that if they would have offered you that, you would have taken that. And, to kind of talk about what she got going on, it does it gives a little bit of, jealousy, just a little piece. It gives a little bit of you hating just a little bit in my opinion. But like I say, who's to say that she doesn't have all of that in place and she's thinking long term? And when I say he may be thinking with a smaller mindset, it's more so because Tabitha isn't just trying to sell kitchen items, or isn't just trying to sell different recipes and stuff, right? She's trying to dabble into other things, okay? Like I mentioned earlier, she's an actress. She had a show at one point. She's probably trying to do that again. There's no telling what else Miss Tabitha is working on, to where she can't solely focus on just cooking, cookbooks, and all of that. And maybe Target is going to provide her with that team. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what she's choosing to do with her brand, okay, her career. I think that Tabitha is doing things right, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts, because a lot of you guys may agree with him and feel like, nah, he's making more sense. Us black people love to sell our stuff off to the white folks, and they get pieces off of us, and we don't get anything, and da 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 da. And you could be right, but then also we don't know her contract. She could be getting a great amount of money from Target. Okay, so we'll just have to wait and see. But once his video got out there to the masses and it started to go viral, well, Miss Tabitha learned about it, and she did come to the front because she had some things that she wanted to say, she wanted to get into. So I would like for us to hear what Miss Tabitha had to say. Okay, so let's check this out.
Y'all all right? So listen real quick. I was talking to a good friend today, and he was sharing with me how something that somebody did upset him. And he was like, honey, and they had the nerve to say what they said, right? And so I told him, I said, some folk, that's all they have is the nerve. Honey, they only have the nerve to say foolishness. They only have the nerve to talk about folk. They only have the nerve to look down on folk. They only have the nerve to complain. Some folk, that's all they got is the nerve. And that is why your success get on their nerves. Your happiness get on their nerves. Your joy get on their nerves. Honey, your family and your home get on their nerves. Your job, your career, it gets on their nerves, because that's all they got. They spend so much time complaining and having the nerve to speak on other folk that's all that they have gotten left is their nerve. So baby, don't spend your time letting them type of folk get on your nerve, okay? That's all they got. But you have so much more. Honey, they have no integrity. They have no loyalty. They have no joy, no love, no compassion. They don't have a good family life. They don't have good friendships. That's why they're so focused on other folk. That's why everything get on their nerve. And that's why that's all they got left is the nerve to cut up and act a fool. Don't let them folk get to you. All right. Very good. I love you. Now, go about your business. Have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't let nobody get on your nerves. Okay. Don't you dare go messing up nobody else's here. I love y'all. Bye.
Now, see, how can you not? How can you not love Miss Tabitha Brown? Okay, she don't bother nobody. Tabitha, she just do her thing, okay? And I feel like, because to me, I do believe that she is genuinely, like, what you see is what you truly get with her, in my opinion. I do feel like she is just a kind-hearted, nice person, which is why we're able to watch and see all of the blessings that she's receiving now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like her blessings are a testament to her character and who she is, and the work that she's done to be rewarded in the way that she has. And that's just my opinion, and the way that she just simply nicely read the hell out of him. You don't have a good family life, a good friendships, business sense, all of that. Like, your world is slick crumbling down. Every time someone mentions your name is attached to mess. Okay. I listen, I'm with Tabitha on it. I love the way that she responded and gave him a nice nasty, just a bit. Okay. Like, I see you, I heard about it. I'm not going to address you directly, but I know what's going on. Okay. But you're not going to bother me too much, because what is given is that you're more bothered about my blessings. And that's not my problem. That's not my problem at all. And I'm with her on that. So of course, and you know what else I'm thinking, and I hate to say this, but I am thinking, like, do you think Target would even offer you, sir, an opportunity to be in their stores, really? Do you think they would, based on the history, just a bit? Do you think Walmart might? They might give you the opportunity. It's given, don't you dare go mess up somebody else's. Because it's not happening for you in the way you may feel that it's not happening for you, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's, right? But hey, that was his opinion, and that is how he felt about it. He felt like she could make way more money, and it doesn't mean that he's right. Okay, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts now. So after this went down, of course, he came back to social media, and when he got on live, people had to ask him again about whether he saw her video. So we do have to tap into what he said then. So let's check this out.
Darius, did you see Tabitha's video in post? I actually do not follow Tabitha Brown at all, so I have no idea what she has said in response. I don't take back anything I said about Tabitha Brown. I'm not backpedaling, nor am I pussy popping on what I said. If you want to know what I said, you can watch the video. But essentially, I said that if she would have did this on her own, she would have made a lot more money. I'm not backpedaling on any of that. I'm not backpedaling, nor am I hating on the woman. So, what I stated was a matter of fact. With 4 million followers, or however many followers she had, if you sold one air fryer to 1 million people at $65, that's $65 million. I don't have Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. So, and also, as a matter of practice, as a popular content creator, I also can't search out and respond to everybody who has anything to say about me. I mean, I'm sorry. I called her a fool? Or did I say what she did was foolish? And then how did I say it? Was I saying it like, in my joking way? Like, what was I saying? You're being dragged on Twitter very bad. I'm not being dragged nowhere. You can only be dragged where you accept. I'm not on Twitter. My day goes on just fine. See, this is the thing. If you don't consume it, it don't affect you. And I haven't consumed it. So my life is going on just fine. If you do not consume it, guess what it can't do? Affect you. And guess what I don't do? Consume it.
All right. So you guys just heard what Darius said. He said, people called him out for being dragged on Twitter, as I have seen a lot of the tweets, and they have definitely been dragging him for sure. He's saying if, you don't consume it, it doesn't affect you. And I'm like, but you're consuming it now. Someone asked you about it and you felt compelled to respond to it. So obviously you're consuming it now by even giving it a mirror response. So these are the tap dancing and the pity pats and the playing in the people's face, okay? Then also goes on to say that somebody says, hey, did you hear what Tabitha had to say? Oh, I don't follow her. So I don't know anything about, what she may have said, but you know about her Target deal. And you know so much that you feel as though she would have made more money had she done it on her own. Make it make sense. Don't act all of a sudden now as if you didn't see her. What? Oh, I don't follow her, so I don't know. But you knew enough to speak on her to begin with and her Target deal. And now you don't. It's giving foolishness for me. I don't even think that he expected her to respond to him or to say anything once he did that video. I don't think that he expected her to say anything. So now that he sees he's going viral, somebody hops on the live to, ask him about it. Of course, he's going to talk about it. That video's probably going to go viral as well. And then now people gonna be wondering who Darius Cooks is, and he's probably just gonna use this opportunity to promote more stuff like cookbooks or whatever else he may have this week or next week, child. Okay, even though he's not consuming it, therefore he's not affected. Go away from me with this. It's giving BS. It's giving a bit of hating, just a little piece. Okay, I think that you should be happy for her. A fellow person that's kind of into something similar like yourself, which is cooking. All right. And she does it differently on a different scale as a vegan, person. I think she's doing a great job. And I just feel like he shouldn't have used the opportunity to like hate on her for real. But y'all may feel like he didn't hate. He was just giving his opinion. So definitely leave yours down below in the comments. Okay. Now I do want to tap into some of the things that the people are saying over on social media. Okay. Someone says, one thing about Darius Cooks being in Tabitha Brown's business thing is that sometimes we really block our blessings trying to do things by ourselves. Could Tabitha Brown sell food, clothes, and kitchen things on her own? Absolutely. Could she make as much money without the strategic partnership she has with Target? Probably not. People always feel like they need to be 100% owner, but sometimes a smaller percent of a bigger pie gets you a bigger slice. And that is what I was trying to translate earlier on in the conversation, because with Target, she's going to be in so many more stores. She's going to be exposed to so many more people that may not be aware of her and her brand. I think a lot of times we see people with millions of followers and we assume that everyone knows them, but not everyone knows them, right? It may be a smaller community of, let's say, white people that know her, or maybe Asian people, whereas maybe her predominant following is of black people. But being in Target, she's being exposed to all different kinds of people. So in different places, and ain't no telling what other stores Target may own that she could potentially have access to, and having her products in those stores as well. So I think it was a great partnership deal, in my opinion, until we see something at a later time. But to say something different, but I think this was good for her. Someone else says, the way Darius Cooks is discussing Tabitha Brown is a lesson for us all. Folks with the least business in your kitchen have the most to say about your menu. You want the recipe, but don't have the range to pull it off. Keep going. That's a read down. Okay. You want the recipe of how is she doing that? Sometimes that be the hate too. How is a person doing that? How are they getting this? How are they getting that? Okay. Check yourself and make sure it's not leading with envy. Just a little piece. Okay. So when you can't figure it out and you don't understand why people so into this person, whatever, you start feeling away and may want to throw a little salt on their game. Okay. Want the recipe, but you don't have the range to pull it off. And that is exactly what is given. Okay. But child, I feel like the way he handled this versus the way she handled this is very clear as to why she's in Target and he isn't. But let's keep going. Someone else is responding to a tweet, okay, or not so much as a tweet, but a thread. And I do want to get into what they had to say. Let's see where it is here. Okay. So this person says, Tabitha doesn't bother a soul. She gets online and uplifts people, then proceeds to mind her businesses. People will find anything to try and bring you down, child. And that's why I clap back every chance I get. I'm hollering. And then says, I'm doing it for Lil Saint. And the heathens need to be checked before the rest of the internet thinks it's normal to give their unsolicited advice so freely. Learn to keep some of those thoughts in the as it formed in, please. Okay, so that's what they said. And the person says, child, Darius Cooks calls himself talking foolish about the positive person on the internet. And like I said, everybody loves Tab. So please believe, I'm not sure what Tab calls her people, but the Tabbers were on his ass. Okay, they was over there tapping that ass for sure. Okay, behind Miss Tabitha, because I really feel like she doesn't bother anyone. Okay. Someone says, listening to Darius Cooks talk about Tabitha Brown, I'm like, I'll take an easy as influencer check any day of the week. I know that's right. But yeah, I also feel like this partnership, she doesn't have to work too hard. I do feel like Target will grunt most of the work, in my opinion. She may have a few meetings with them, and then she sits back and she collects whatever checks. Okay. So those are my thoughts about the situation. I felt like this was a bit unnecessary, although he was just offering his opinion. And because he does have a following, it ended up growing legs, got back to Tabitha, and now it's a bigger thing. But I want to hear you all's thoughts and comments about it. Let me know what you're thinking about everything that we just discussed. That's all that I have for you guys at this time. I am Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jami, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.